Hey guys, how are you? Al Getler here. It is Friday afternoon. You can tell where I live by what I'm wearing. It's a business casual day here in Vermont, so I'm wearing flannel, and I'll take a sip out of my official Vermont drinking glass, which of course is a mason jar. So there you go, delicious. But thanks for joining me today. You know, it's always a blast being here with you. Today we're on a couple of extra channels, so I welcome some of the folks that are here from the Art of Ventriloquism because we have a very special guest today talking about a very special project, one that I think is quite amazing. That this gentleman has done what he has done with ventriloquism and with this series. But before I jump into my guest, let me say a few things. By the way, if you're there and you're out there, go ahead and comment on whatever platform you are on, and we'll put some of the comments here on the screen. They'll pop up here like my name is there, and we'll say hi to all of you. So please, if you're here to see my guest, Jonathan Geffne, let me know that. But go ahead and comment right now. When you do comment, you may be asked to give StreamYard permission to show your name. Please say yes to that, and that way your name and your image will show up there. But before I jump into things, I want to say we are building a steady flow of live streams each day here on my various platforms. Today we are on LinkedIn. We are on my Facebook page, and we are on a couple of pages related to ventriloquism because of our guest. And we are also on YouTube. So go ahead and give us a shout. Tell us where you're watching from. Look forward to having you. Also, that email address is up there because I am looking for guests. Let me bring the mic a little closer. I am looking for guests to be on our show. If you have an interesting background, if you have a business background, you want to talk about some business theory, we had an excellent discussion about the 5 levels of leadership, the 5 phases of leadership the other day. With my guest, Tim Kroll from Michigan. Just a brilliant discussion, stuff like that. We had Ali on yesterday, helped us get organized around the house, marketing, email marketing, all that. So reach out to me, al@algetler.com. I would love to have you join me. So let me get into our guest today. I want to tell you, this guy, first of all, we'll get into it when we interview him, because first we're going to have the 2 characters from his movie, or his film noir series here. But I've known this guy forever, and it's so impressive what he is doing. I'm going to ask you to be patient with me for a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you a clip from this amazing series. This is from season 2, episode 1 of Trillo and Suede. Stand by and let me bring it to you right now.
The way Chloe Cliche did, it was her. Watching her sashay into our office, my heart skipped a beat. Then my kidneys started to malfunction, followed by intestinal bloating and gas. I had to pull it together fast before all my internal organs shut down.
You've got to help me.
He's Trillo.
He's Suede.
How can we help you, Liz?
Fatal. Fiona.
So a pretty amazing and ambitious series. I want to bring on right now, joining us here live on Al Getler, Trillo and Suede. Gentlemen, how are you?
Nice to be here.
Nice to be back this time.
Good to have you. Good to have you. So, Suede, I've got to ask you right out of the
by
gate.
the way, Al, just wanted to stop all this confusion. I'm Trillo. I got it backwards again. No, he's Trillo. I'm Suede.
Well, let's get it straight, guys, okay? But let me ask you, first of all, working together, there's got to be some competition going on there. I saw two ladies. What's the deal? You seem to have a distressed woman walk into the office quite often on this series.
Yeah, we get a lot of those. I'm not complaining.
You're not, huh?
A lot of those things.
Yeah, femme fatale seem to make their way to the Trillo and Suede office. Yeah, well, just our luck, so to speak.
Yeah, for me, it's really luck. For him, it's, well, not exactly luck because they always go for me. That's the way.
Why do you think they always go for you?
Well, I got that sort of je ne sais quoi, you know? Because you know something, self-confidence, that's what counts.
Yeah, I've discovered that through the years. Very important to be self-confident when it comes to women.
And Trillo doesn't have it.
Well, I'm working on it, but he's sort of my role model. But I do have a lot of talents. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, but for some way, I've got all the right attitude, and there's something about me that just draws them to me. So with time, maybe he can learn a little more about me, from me.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will rub off some of his talent, the knack. He's kind of a chick magnet. That's the way he is.
That seems incredible. Well, tell me something. You did a full season of shows last year. This fabulous series. And by the way, Suede, congratulations on your awards. So
thank you. They keep pouring in there. It's hard to keep track, frankly.
I know. Are you taking most of the credit, Suede, or does Trillo get any of the credit at all?
Well, I don't want to claim all the credit. I mean, Trillo helps. It's nice to have them around here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think if it wasn't for me, I don't think the series would win so many awards, frankly.
You really think so?
Yeah.
Well, that's where our rivalry comes in. But I think our partnership works really well together. We sort of complement each other.
Well, I don't. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I mean, sometimes it's very annoying to work with him, and he's kind of neurotic. But we do have a sort of understanding on a different wavelength.
Yeah, so we have kind of telepathic communication. I think together, that's why we're so successful as detectives.
We got this reputation.
Is that why season 2 is necessary? We've got to see what you boys are up to this season. What kind of trouble do you guys get into in season 2?
Well, there's always dangerous circumstances because we got to watch out for the criminal element. You know, there's always the gang warfare kind of stuff and gang bosses. But we got to watch out for the crooked cops also. And well, there's you never can trust either the clients. You never know; they could be a front for something, especially when it comes to those dames. You know, the good-looking ones, they're the dangerous ones.
Traditional femme fatales. You never know what they have up their sleeve
or up their dress or something.
Well, you know what? Now, wait a minute. I wouldn't be really going after the story here, Suede, if I didn't just call you out on something. You just used the word dame, right?
I sure did.
Is that very PC anymore? I mean, what's the deal with that?
Oh, it sure isn't. That's why I use it. Because, you know, this is fun. I mean, we're all about having fun, enjoying the gloominess.
Well, gloomy. Yeah. Well, you know, because film noir, we love the whole atmosphere.
And we live it that way. That's our lives.
Yeah. But we make a positive out of a negative kind of thing. You know, the kind of dreariness, the sadness, the loneliness.
Well, that's your specialty.
Yeah. Actually, I'm the specialist in being sad and lonely
and miserable. But I have an optimistic attitude. But it all draws from the same spirit of that.
Film noir spirit he's referring to.
So,
yeah. So the point is getting back to the nomenclature there. Yeah, we don't worry about that because we hark back to that era where people were worried about that stuff,
and they had fun with the names, all the cliches and stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it, but you know, for guys that order the same hat in 2 different sizes, you know, it's natural for you, but you know, for people watching, they just may be a little concerned. Listen, I understand the noir. I get it. A lot of steaminess, a lot of mysterious people. And 2 very cool hats.
Well, thank you. I think, you get it. I think most people, they give it a look and they give it a listen and they'll get it. They know that we talk the way we talk because, you know, we're in an alternate universe.
Alternate universe of film noir combined with the modern age.
I got it completely. I do. Well, you know, Suede, no offense. We're coming close to our 10-minute mark here. And, if you don't mind, I would like to bring on the creator of this series. I'm going to go ahead and take the full screen while you bring This, you know who I'm talking about, Suede?
Yeah, I'm afraid I do, and I got to clarify something first.
Go ahead.
You should say the alleged creator, because there is this guy going around here.
Yeah, we've heard the rumors.
This guy called Jonathan Geffner. He's really an obsessed fan.
Yeah, obsessed fan.
Yeah, and he has these delusions that he created the whole thing, Trillo and Suede, and he writes the scripts. But he's he's obviously a nut job, but he's harmless. So let him have his delusions. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and find Jonathan, and Jonathan will be back with me in just a minute.
Okay. Nice talking to you, Al.
Good talking to you. Well, I mean, there you have it, folks. Two of the best gumshoes apparently in the New York City area joining us here on my show. I just want to say too, before Jonathan comes back, you know, when you see the ambition of this project, it is kind of mind blowing. This is a series which we'll talk more about, Jonathan, in a second, about how he put it together. But it's all filmed in the New York City area. Because of my LinkedIn audience, I want to get into the business of all this. So without any further ado, let me just bring back on screen the guy that created all this, my old friend, Jonathan Geffner. Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, Al. Nice
what is
to
it
see
like
you.
to have you, the stars of your series here on screen? Jonathan, tell us what inspired this. Why did you start this?
Well, I've always loved film noir from the time that I became aware of it. I don't know how many years ago, but I was already a full-time ventriloquist, which I've been doing for about 35 years as my main profession. So I had the idea a long time ago to combine that, to do something that would be different, unique, out of the ordinary. Something I hadn't ever seen before is a whole film noir kind of project, concept, movies, TV, with ventriloquism being featured, ventriloquist detectives. So I wrote my first script for Trillo and Suede, the characters I created for this purpose, over 2 decades ago, about 21 years ago. Since I first wrote this, my first script, which I called The Hong Kong Canary, for feature film, and is set in New York City, in Brooklyn, New York, as the main headquarters for their office, but adventures that take them around the world. And this one, obviously, the Hong Kong part of it. And so I shopped that script around the best I could. And over the next few years, I came close many times to getting this produced. Companies, and there's a TV a studio or a TV station or channel, I should say, Sky TV in the UK, that somehow I got it to their desk, their development. The person in charge of development, who wrote me a glowing rejection letter saying that she loves it and it's brilliant and hilarious, etc. But it doesn't fit their clientele or their demographics or some such.
Yeah.
And that it was a miracle that I even got it to the desk, because most of these companies and channels, you can't send unsolicited stuff to.
Right.
They saw this, but other ones, I couldn't get it through the door. But through other means, I tried to network. I found a few producers through the years who were interested in that script, and also several others I wrote, feature films. I got a stack of them now, taking place in other parts of the world, always brought back to base in New York, though.
Yeah.
And frustrating almost deals, a number of times where producers said they're all set, they're lining up the money to produce it, and they disappeared, money disappeared, whatnot. So yeah. After all that disappointment, I eventually sort of gave up on the project for a few years. I figured I'm never going to be able to do this. But then last year, I finally felt it was 2 decades at that point since my first script, and I started to really get obsessed about it, thinking like, this is going to be my biggest disappointment professionally in my life if I don't produce something the way I envision it, of Trillo and Suede. So I'm just going to put my own money down and do it. And that's what I did for the first season, 10 episodes web series.
So, I mean, when you look at what you've done, it's extremely bold. It's extremely driven to the art. The fact that you picked noir, just amazing. But I think, the point to bring home for people is everybody thinks show business is very exciting. And the show part certainly is, but the business part is the part that will oftentimes break your heart. And by every stretch of the imagination, you're doing all there is. And by what I know of success stories, people keep trying and trying and trying, and the door cracks open. And so let's not only talk about the bad news per se. Let's talk about the good news. You have won how many awards with this series?
It's hard to keep track because they keep rolling in, and that's what inspired me to do a season 2, because the first season was shot a year and a half ago, and then it was released beginning January of this year. And then I went right ahead and wrote and produced season 2 again out of my own pocket. That'll be the last season I can produce if I don't get funding other ways. But anyway, how many awards in the meantime? What inspired me that eventually this is going to catch on, that there is a potential big audience out there, is that I started submitting various episodes to film festivals all around the world, and we started winning a lot of them. So we outright won 11 of them, winning the winner of Best Web Series in the world at 11 different film festivals. And then we got various other awards. We came in second many times, other ones, and official selections in many others, 35 altogether, where we won some kind of award. And as I say, 11 of them at last count where we were best of festival. So I don't know what the world record is. I don't know how to look that up for web series, but I have a feeling we might be the record holder in web series of award winning.
Well, it's interesting too. I had this comments coming up on screen. Tom Pace, who is in video production, saying your values are great. I think that's what's amazing about the series, Jonathan. The values are fantastic. You've held back nothing. You happen to have the greatest city in the world as your backdrop, but you've done a very good job of utilizing that. So, folks, from the standpoint just of New York City as a background, this series is just incredibly great. And I want to put one more comment up there. You might remember Lee. Didn't I see you last night? He's referring to last night. We had a live series on. Jeff Dunham stopped by, so it was kind of a lot of fun. But Jonathan, going back to the series, so you can find it, as it says on the crawl here, on YouTube. You also have a Facebook page. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a Facebook group now. We have a Facebook page as well as a group. So the group is the more interactive one.
Nice.
Anyone is welcome to join.
Is that Trillo and Suede on Facebook?
Yes, Facebook, .com, groups Trillo and Suede.
Okay, super enjoying. So let's go back to the business of this real quick as we start heading towards a close. You mentioned that this series could go other places. What are you looking for? I don't know the business of aspect of all this.
Yeah.
Do you need a producer? Do you need a backer? Do you need someone to inject some more cash in this so season 3 can happen? What do you need?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm not a businessman either by nature. I'm an artist, and I know a lot of artists have that problem. It's really, there are very few artists that I've met, and bless them if they can be great at both business and art, but I'm not. So, but I have to be. So I'm trying to do the business end as much as I can. What I need, well, I want this, of course, to go as big as it can, to reach the biggest audience it can, and to produce a full-fledged real series on Netflix, for example, or Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO, anything, any of those networks or cable platforms. So one of those to do a real legitimate big series where maybe I'll actually get paid instead of using my own money all the time. So that's my ultimate goal, my biggest goal. However, if that doesn't pan out, because it's so far I've been finding it hard to figure out how to actually pitch to those guys. But the plan B is to just continue. I would love to continue with season 3 and 4 and onward. On my own, on YouTube. I'm also on Vimeo, by the way. YouTube is the main channel, though. But to do that, I need it to be funded. So I need to find backers, investors who would like to be involved in this project, to back it, to invest in it. And so that way I could continue to at least produce them on my own, which I would also be happy to do. My fallback is to just be able to continue to do it, even if I never make a penny from it.
Right.
But what I cannot do is continue losing money from it.
No, I understand that.
So, I've run this is the end. Season 2 is the last of my self-funded seasons.
Right. And if you want to see season 3, folks, go to your cousin that's a producer and get him to YouTube and show him this. And I want to show you, Jonathan, we had one of your fans, I think, up here. They're asking, what is your favorite Marx Brothers movie? Obviously, they know you. Or they wouldn't ask, but what is your favorite Marx Brothers movie? And in the meantime, I'm going to get your info email up here. So if someone is interested in helping you out, they can go ahead and email you. So go ahead and answer the question.
Yes, well, it's a tough question because, as the questioner probably knows, I'm a huge Marx Brothers fan, and I would have to say, though, Animal Crackers. So there are a lot of close seconds because I love all their films to one extent or another. But if I had to choose, I say Animal Crackers.
There you go. Good deal. So if someone wanted to reach out to Jonathan and help him with the financing of this production, which I showed a little bit and in the beginning. So when we end, if you want to go back and watch that or go straight to the YouTube page, go ahead and email Jonathan at info@geffner.com and start a conversation. First of all, if you just won the lottery, you're sitting on a pile of cash, you always wanted to be a big time producer. Here's your guy right here. He's an artist, written a lot of scripts. Jonathan, I've known you probably now, gosh, it's got to be 30 years, right?
Yeah, more than that, probably 35.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I remember writing this, because shortly before I started writing the, well, not that was about 20 years, but I mean, shortly before I was a full-time vent. So back in New Jersey, we had those meetings. What do they call that? That the group there in
John W. Cooper Group, Maywood, New Jersey, at the
Maywood, yes. Yeah, I remember going to this. That was very exciting days, and you were one of my big inspirations early on. Well,
you've always been fantastic. Tell me, though, vent-wise, who was your inspiration? What caught your eye in ventriloquism? How'd you get started?
My main inspiration, Paul Winchell.
Yeah,
I remember I saw his TV shows, various permutations of those shows that he did with Jerry Mahoney when I was a kid, and I remember. It was one of my favorite shows and very inspiring, but I didn't become a ventriloquist for a while yet, though. When I was a young adult, having done various other things as well, before that, I just fell in love with ventriloquism when I saw a street performer once in New York City in Columbus Circle. It was a momentous day for me, and it was an epiphany moment when I just saw, first time I actually saw a live ventriloquist performance, and I was so blown away. And I thought, oh my God, I have to do that. That is so exciting. So I went about, wood shopping and finding out, networking, practicing. And within a year, I was almost a full-time ventriloquist. But what I did was I looked for VHS. Back then, it was VHS tapes as much as I could. And I got a hold of some Paul Winchell ones. And those were the ones that inspired me the most. I mean, there are a lot of great ventriloquists, as of course, Edgar Bergen and Jimmy Nelson. And, nowadays there are a lot of current ones who are great. I wanted to start the list because I don't want to leave anyone out. But
that's the problem. And, where you and I grew up, Jonathan, there were so many ventriloquists that we were able to see after school, even in the New York City area. We were just blessed by a lot. Some people, which I've forgotten who they were, but I know I've seen them at least once. And we've been so blessed that way. And Jonathan, we're blessed to have you. You're doing something incredible for your art. You're bringing this amazing series, to us, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. So, I think it's a really, really good point. And here's Rebecca says you deserve more recognition, especially from the ventriloquist community, and I happen to agree with her. So Kevin McMinn said, start a conversation and fight. So I'm not sure if he's trying to get me and you going or you and Suede going, but there's a thank you. And then one more comment from Tom. He hopes it gets picked up and that it gets legs, as they say in show business. So that's good stuff. Well, Jonathan, it's always a pleasure to have you around and to see you again. And I want to thank you for being here today. One more time, let me put up on the screen the email address. If you want to reach out to Jonathan, first of all, just to tell them how great the series is, but also if you've got someone who's got a financial interest in backing his series and getting season 3 going, he's not kidding when he says the amount of awards this series has culled. It is just every time I look on Facebook, you are winning more awards from independent film groups, and I just think it's an absolute. And again, folks, if you haven't seen it, like Tom Pace said, the production quality is amazing, and New York City as a backdrop is a sight to be seen in and of itself. Jonathan, thank you very much for being here. I'm going to put you backstage. But hang around, okay? And we'll be sure that we say a proper goodbye. So talk to you soon. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks. Take care. Well, folks, I mean, I've been trying to bring you a variety of topics and subjects and things that I thought you might enjoy. Jonathan is one of those things. He is just a super guy, and you can't go wrong watching his series, Trillo and Suede. I know we have ventriloquist in the group today. I've got this on several platforms, so I didn't get into the nuts and bolts of it all, but we'll do that. In fact, if you don't know, go back on some of the event pages, search Jonathan's name, and there was a previous interview that I did with him. We got into all kinds of other, basic ventriloquist subjects. So one more time, too, I am here every day, every weekday, doing a live stream on various platforms. Keep an eye out for the notifications. If you have something that you think my audience would be interested in, I primarily aim myself at a business audience, but show business is now a part of that. I'm going to be focusing on that at least once a week. Reach out to me, al@algetler.com. All you need to have is a webcam. You don't even have to have a great microphone, just the one that came with your laptop, or perhaps even a set of Apple AirPods or something like that, and you can join me here and we can put you on the show. So with that, thank you all very much. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you